Pete, what is the one thing that you need to know about money in your 20s?
So the 20s is actually a great time. Yes, you're going to grow your income, grow your career, do a bit of travel, have a bit of fun. You've also got time. So you've got time to make mistakes. But you've also got time to save a teensy-weensy bit of money, put it aside and maybe invest, and then just leave it and let it grow. Your relationship with money, how you think about money and what you want should be clearer at 30 than it was at 20.
Does that check out, Shammah?
I've always heard that your 30s are your 20s, but with more money.
Oh, okay.
But
I like
I'm
that.
getting to my 30s and I'm like, where's the more money?
You're like, that's coming up quick.
Yeah.
Every day is a reset. We've talked a lot on the pod about, the one advantage of money is everybody's got to learn to deal with it, but every day is a reset. Every day is a new chance to change the way you think about money, start a small habit, do something. So it's never too late.
You mentioned earlier that you have an issue with money spending it.
Yeah.
Are you trying to save more? Have you tried to put things in place that help you to do less of that and more of the saving?
Okay, I have a hard time saying no to myself is I think my main problem. So like when I get paid, immediately I put like a percentage of my money into my savings, and then I'm like, okay, for the rest of like the next 2 weeks I'm gonna live off what I still have in my spending. But then things happen, you know, like I went to Ed Sheeran not that long ago.
I loved Ed. How good was
and
that?
he was so good. I was like, I have to go again.
Oh wow, double up.
So,
okay, I went once.
Yeah, so it was
wow,
one of
you
those
guys saw
things.
how much those tickets cost.
I know, yeah.
Right?
You went twice. I love it. Respect, girl.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't say no to myself.
That's an experience, though. When you're older, you're going to remember how much money you got,
Exactly.
or that you saw Ed Sheeran at the peak of his powers.
And that's the problem. That's what I tell myself, because like I'm 27, when am I going to be 27 again? I should book that trip to Europe,
Yeah.
like little things like that. And I think maybe future me is going to suffer the consequences of current me.
Yep.
But then at the same time, I'm enjoying myself. Like what's
I think that's the thing. You've got to work out how you can afford your life and have the luxuries of the concerts, the travel, and save, but you can't have everything come back from your savings maybe. You want a bit left over. So yes, we saw Ed, but that didn't totally deplete my savings. I was still working towards the travel fund or the something else fund.
Hope you're enjoying the video. We know that you are. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe so the Money, Faith and Finance word gets out to basically everybody. And we know that you love Money, Faith and Finance and want more. Great. Head over to the Facebook group, Money, Faith and Finance, for all the conversations, all the discussions, all the things. You're going to love it. Now, back to the video. If you're trying not to have your future self come back at you about what were you doing?
Yeah.
What does someone in their 20s do self-control money-wise?
Yeah, I think I find myself take the decision and the emotion out of it. So like make it a bit of a, like you're doing a good thing saying money goes to my savings. Just make it an amount that happens. Direct debit, it happens. Not so big an amount that you're tempted to transfer some back, but such a small amount that you don't really notice it, but you're not going to grab it back. So I know I'm the best when I just have bills set up to be paid, savings to be transferred, and I'm not sitting there thinking, oh, I want to go to Ed and I want to do this. It just happens, and it's really hard for me to pull that money back. So I think take the emotion out of it, because we're always going to decide, I want to treat me. I'm giving you the stick. The stick is put the money away and don't spend it. You need the carrot of, well, what am I saving for? Like $50 a week is $2,500 in a year. Well, that's your airfare somewhere.
Yeah.
Or it's going to see Ed 10 times. I think we need the carrot. You need to know that you've got a goal and something tangible at the end, because it makes us stay the course. If the goal is a bit vague, what happens is we tend to go, well, I'm not really sure what I'm saving for, so I'll spend it. So you need something to keep you on track.
How about this, Shammah? Michael in the Facebook group says, stop buying stuff you don't need. Make all your meals. Don't use takeaway services. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. Use your limited income for the special things. Michael.
Ooh, tough love from Michael.
What do you reckon about that? I'm buying what he's selling.
It's him under another name.
Michael,
Ben went and typed that. That's Ben.
Michael is not one of the bots. He's real.
That's so tough, because, okay, this is going to be a very like morbid thing to say.
Okay.
If I'm frugal and I don't spend my money, and then, I'm saving towards something that's going to happen hopefully one day.
Yep.
What if I die? Or like, what if I get into like a really bad like accident and I can't use my money anymore? So then what was the point of like storing everything?
Coffins don't have pockets. We say it on the pod. I like it. That's a different way of thinking about it.
Because the argument also goes the other way, which is the lightning may not strike the tree.
Yeah.
You may live to a ripe old age of whatever it might be.
Yep.
That's also a big fear.
Yeah.
That's a big fear?
I get to that age with no money, which makes me think, when it comes to things like superannuation, because obviously that's a saving that I don't have to
You don't have to think about. It just happens.
Yeah, because it's happening.
It's good, 12%.
Should I be putting putting more into it than
Oh,
what's already there.
Shammah, it's like
know?
you've been reading the Money, Faith and Finance Facebook group. That was the suggestion of Nathaniel. Salary sacrifice, everything that you can that doesn't hurt too much, put it into super. What do you reckon?
Yeah, look, it's a great, the financial accountant tax person in me says, yes, happy days. You know, a little bit of extra money into super today. You don't really feel it, but future you, especially at your tender years, you've got 25, 30 years before you access this money. That would compound and become quite a big amount. It's just hard for me to say that to my young clients that are in their 20s because they're like, Pete, super's already 12% of my pay that I don't see, and you want me to put in more when I'm not saving, putting away for something else. So yes, if you can, don't beat yourself up if you can't.
My kids aren't yet in their 20s. They've got a ways to go, Shammah. But have you got any advice to me as a parent or talk to Pete because his kids are at that mark right now about what you recommend parents or caregivers or grandparents, involved adults in a 20-something's life? How should we talk about money with someone like you?
I would say, openly,
Yep.
firstly, and like talk about it,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
actually
yeah,
make it
yeah.
a point of conversation.
Don't judge us.
This is not like me saying anything bad about my parents. My parents were like incredible. It was me that was the problem.
Yep.
I got really good at like spending secretly because my mum would always be like, oh, like, are you saving, you know?
Yeah.
And so anytime I'd buy a new pair of shoes, she'd be like, oh, how much did those cost? And I would be
I
like,
got them on sale.
$50,
Yeah.
you know, when it was like 150, you
Yep,
know?
yep.
So just having those like open conversations. Yeah.
Is that an encouragement then to parents and caregivers to keep trying to have the conversation? Because it sounds like your mum was, but
She trusted me too
you,
much.
you weren't providing
That's every
accurate
parent's biggest
information.
mistake.
She trusted me.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
believed me. Yeah.
So that's, it's very open and honest of you to say that, Shammah.
Yeah.
I didn't quite expect that. I expect you to be honest. I didn't expect you to reveal that about yourself. And that
Yeah.
now is making me think, what should I be looking out for my daughters?
Look at their spending patterns.
Because I was thinking more about the way in which I would approach my girls and talk about money. But it sounds like your parents did.
But it is also, I think, like a matter of knowing your child.
Yeah.
Like when it came to like eating chocolate, I had no self-control, so my parents should have known that I had no
Yeah, yeah.
self-control when it came to spending, you know? So I think maybe in retrospect, if they had taken a little bit of that away from me, as in like if they had said, okay, you need to save 20%
Yeah.
and we're
Like
gonna
as
do
a
it like,
guideline
straight
even.
away,
Yeah.
so that I wouldn't have to like think about it myself.
Yeah.
Then over time that would have just become a habit.
Rather than necessarily having to be a conscious decision. If we
Yeah.
can develop habits and just kind of it becomes something you do
Yeah.
is easier. I think as a parent of older children, it's hard because you never want anything bad to happen to your kids, but then you understand they need to make their own mistakes. I think I've found with older kids, you want a helping hand, not a gripping hand. So, you kind of want to be there to help your kids, but you don't want to sort of drag them.
Yeah.
So, it is hard. You've got to watch them do their own things with money whilst also thinking, okay, I'm there to help you and I hope you don't do that and I hope you do this.
Yeah.
But you've got to let them fly.
Pete, a couple of rapid fire questions,
Yep.
including how much should you have in savings in your 20s?
I think you need a buffer. If something happens, if you got sick, if you lost your job, you'd want a few months at least. 3 to 6 months would be great, but some people might say that's actually quite a lot and it's beyond what I've got. But you need to think, if I lost my job, didn't have access to other money, have I got a buffer? And I think you need a few months of your living costs at least covered.
If you have struggled with self-control or some sort of form or system or budget or whatever, where would you start?
I'd pick something that works. I'd have an accountability buddy or someone you're happy to be honest with and keep yourself accountable. I still do that now in my 50s, is have accountability people. Just start small. People put it off because they go, I'm not going to save a decent amount of money. It's not worth it. Guess what? $1 you save is worth it. So start small. Do something sustainable.
And what's the biggest mistake that you can make with money in your 20s?
Blow it all. Doing nothing. No, in all seriousness, doing nothing in your 20s is probably the biggest mistake because you're better to try a few things, see what works for you, see what your money kind of method is, see what your attitude towards money is and develop it in your 20s. If you don't think about it, you haven't come out of your 20s any more educated than you started. You probably want to have a thought about money and do something. If it's a small investment, if it's saving for something, show that you've had a thought about your money and what you want it to do for you. So,
Pete, show me the money.
I think what I'm thinking is we talk about our incomes. You really don't want to just prioritize your income in your 20s. You want to prioritize your investments and your learning. So investments in savings and shares and other things, but investments in yourself and learning. Not just your income, but your investments.
Shammah from Hope Breakfast, also spokesperson for your generation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, no pressure.
Pete Burrows, spokesperson for your generation, which is what exactly?
I don't know. I
Are you
think I'm Gen X, yeah.
Are you? So am
Yes.
I. And look how much older you are.
Wow. Okay. Probably deserve that.
You must be like the far reaches of
I'm right in the
Generation
middle
X.
of Gen X. Thank you very much.
Yeah. You're also still an accountant, Laura, Russell and Farr,
Yes.
Penrith,
Guilty.
all those things.
Guilty.
I don't know why you say guilty.
Yeah, it's like guilty is charged. Yeah.
But I didn't charge you with anything.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm still the guy.
I'm still Ben McKecken from Hope Mornings. Thanks for joining us on Money, Faith and Finance. What did we say? We're up over 100 episodes. Right on. You should go back through all of them, share them around. The star rating that suggested is 5 always. And if you don't want to give a star rating, you still should. 5 is the one to use. It's been great having you with us. We'll see you next time, Money, Faith and Finance.